Okay, this is a second trade I put on today, and my thought here and my hope is that with repetition, this will start to be something you'll get used to seeing from us, and from me here on this channel. But also you'll start to understand the thinking behind it. It's like anything. Once you've done it for a while, it's not that complicated. But if it's new to you, certainly there are a lot of moving parts, more so than just buy it here, sell it here, put your stop here, put your target there. So the same idea here. These came up through me scanning for wave 4 setups here, and we'll get into some of that scanning as the week progresses. But right now, just looking at this here, well, here I can let's take that off for a second. Let me hide some of this here, and we'll just kind of take it from a basic TA. Now, I am working with options that are expiring on February 20th, and you see that earnings is just after that. So it's not uncommon to see a crank right into the earnings. So I have a bullish bias here. But that said, right, we can look here. So there's a pretty nice wave count here, right? So this is always going to be using our methodology more advantageous to you as a technician in terms of having that TA range here and having clear levels here where you know where you're wrong, right? So if we come down here and break this, then the idea here that we put the 4 in and we're going up for the 5, right, is invalidated here, and then the trade falls apart and you have to reevaluate. That's, I think, the huge advantage you have if you're bringing a directional TA approach to your options trading. Now, there are going to be times when the market's not trending, and of course, that's the beautiful thing about options is that you can apply strategically regardless of what the underlying market condition is. You don't need a trend. Often, lack of trend can be the most favorable setups of all. But as we sit here, there's not much. Is there any doubt about the trend here? I think that's pretty clear. I believe we've also got this here to factor in. So we see how the set of median lines here, of course, the 80 from the corner was realized here. Now it's no longer, those odds don't play, right, again, but we can see the nice range here that's controlled by these set of median lines here. And then here's the range that we're talking about. Now it looks like, oh God, there's not that's gonna be, what is that, a couple of days? Well, no, it's a little more than that. Oh, let's go to a 4. We start to look at this and see, okay, well, I would want, just logically looking at this, I would want something here that would give me the potential to push up towards the 100 level here. Now you see we've got a double here. Now, of course, so what is that? Just like the last time when I showed, right? What would we anticipate here? That's potentially, if we close above it here, we'd have a break of structure. Now, if we're going to go up to these higher levels, it's the same thing, or as I was talking about in the Carvana trade. We wouldn't be expecting it to go in a straight line. We'd be expecting, if that's 3, 4, and we're going to go up for this 5. If we pop that, well, then perhaps a retracement to set us up to get towards that 5th. Right? Oh, get off there. So that would be kind of the same thinking here. Now, do we know that's coming? No. Right, there's no knowing in trading ever. Right? Well, assuming you're not cheating, right? So we come up here, sweep that, anticipate a retrace. Why? Why would you anticipate a retrace? Well, where's the liquidity going to be? It's not going to be up here, right? They got to dip down to try and grab some. You think there'll be some liquidity above those pivots? Yeah, we know there will be, right? So that's a reasonable target. So looking at this trade, something from this range that we're in here up to the 100 would be just. You can kind of dial in a trade to try and catch that range. So let me show you the trade that I put on. Hang on a sec. Oh, before we do that here, let's look at the gamma profile here. So we can see, again, the market is very bullishly inclined. You see a rather big day today. Well, of course, the broader markets, right, are all rallying today, somewhat surprisingly, given the Fed drama and CPI tomorrow. But okay, we've got reasonable targets up here. We can see we've already blown through the first call wall, second, third. We've got another one up here at 100. So this is the range we're after. And recognizing, again, anticipating that market makers here are going to be on the other side of all the call buying here, that we may see them try and slow this down by selling the underlying just to slow it down so they can balance their books. Again, right, if this really accelerates here, which it could, right? I mean, there is always some directional bias here when you're trying to trade a range. But of course, the big difference here is that I'm not trying to pinpoint a target. I've got a big fat range. So almost always with options, you can create a much larger target than you could if you were just directionally trading, looking to nail a target. So now seeing how the market is positioned and all the bullish enthusiasm here by all the call buying here, we can look and anticipate where these would be very, very probable targets for this trade. Next one being 95 up here at 100, where we would be challenging these highs, right? It's kind of what we were after. So if I now go to, where are you? If I now go to the trade that I put on, I put on a long call butterfly. So we're buying here, we're buying deep in the money, selling near the money, right? We're at, what are we at right now? 93. I'm selling the 95s and then buying the 105s here. So we have a bit of a hedge. Now, if I widen this out, and again, with a little practice and playing with this option strategy, I think is the easiest to work with here. You can see the bias here. The way I've skewed this allows for a little more upside here, protecting more down. So should it really accelerate here? Now, when you look at this, right, you look at, oh, holy shit, we lose $800 here. That would be if it starts to sell off here and you just do nothing, right? Very rarely would you just put on a trade like this and walk away, right? I mean, there would be no reason to do that. So if you look at the range here, what we're really trading here, we've got a break even here. And this is kind of nice. It gives you your break even range here from 88.50 to 101. That's the range. So if you think back to our chart, right, just to, hang on a second. Where'd you go? Here's the upper target here at 100, 95, right? That's what we sold, 95 to 100. That's the range we're after. So we got a nice big target here, right? This is kind of what we're after here. Well, I guess it would be somewhere like this, right? We get up to that 5. If we were to do that here, now that's going to be pushing the upper side of this trade. We'd be looking for that pullback. But if we just kind of, right, we don't want this to go too fast, right? We want to take advantage of the time decay. So there's a little bit of directional risk here. Should this really, really accelerate into, or here's the 20th, here's the options we're trading. Again, we're not likely to stay that long. Let's go, I think I have this on it. Here I have it down to a 4-hour here. You can kind of see that thinking. Here's the target. If we're going to go up here, right, that's the range we're trying to trade. We just don't want it to do that in a day. So if I bring these back here and we look at the positioning of the options market, all right, we see very, very bullish, but boom, 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 right, big call walls here, which is, again, not to say that we aren't going to break through those, but also let's be mindful, right? Nothing changes in the TA approach that you're used to from me. We go from high to low here, and let's get out of log scale. I believe we've got a golden zone here. Right? So if I get right on that. So from my low to my high here. So here's the range. Again, nothing new here. Right. The only thing that has changed, right, from what you've seen over the last 7 years is how we're executing. So we're right into that golden zone. Now, I'm not saying we can't get through that. I'm just saying, as we sit here at a call wall, that's a reasonable spot where you might see this market stall a bit. Now, again, for all I know, by the end of the day, we're at 95. But as we sit here looking at this, knowing that probability is all we have to work with here, I got a couple of confluence factors here that suggest to me that this might be a range here where we see some resistance, both from the fib that's here as well as from the call wall that's here, and with a target up at 95. The risk in this trade is, should there be a dramatic sell-off and should there be a dramatic acceleration, right? That would work again. We don't want that to happen too quickly. We want it to be a slow grind. So if I come back here. So if I come back to this, right, we want this to move higher. Right, here's 101, 105, right? If I take this range up, but we would likely not stay that long. Something like this, we want it to grind up here 98, 90, in this range, 96, 97, 98. I'm not trying to hit one out of the park here. I'm just looking for that time decay here. All right, so I think that should be relatively straightforward here. It's not a complicated trade, right? We're selling the 95s, hedging on both sides of it here. Big sell-off would actually hurt it more, but if we had a big push here, we'd have to adjust. Now, that can be a high-class problem, because one of the choices here, if we're moving too fast, is to reevaluate the trade. Maybe we roll some of the options up. There's a lot of flexibility, but what we'd rather in a trade like this is just have it kind of grind away. And maybe we hold this trade for 10 days, 2 weeks, take, what do we got here? Let's go. February 6th, something like that. So 2-3 weeks. Try and get in this range here. Even if we're up in the 98s here, there's profit to be had there. Okay, so that's again, with repetition, hopefully will come some insight, and you'll start to get used to looking at these tools, working with these tools. It's very easy to work with, but if you're coming to it for the first time, right, it's going to take a little practice. Okay, with that, I will keep feeding these as I take these trades. These are all trades I'm taking in my personal account, so there's no sim account. I'm taking all these trades here, and we'll keep a very detailed record of all of this, right? So if you're in our Discord, you can get a little more detail and resources here that I'm linking for those of you that are new to this. There's a lot of, I know this is such a radical departure from what we've done over the last 7 years, but it's just another vehicle, right? You don't have to trade this with options. You could trade this in the underlying, right? It's up to you. Okay, guys, with that, I'm out of here.